Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good night.
Therapy.
Good night.
About?
A lot of therapy. You do fucking meditation. Therapy's
I know.
another
Why
form.
I should just sit.
Are you proud of me or are you making fun of me?
No, I think I'm proud that you look
Okay.
to improve yourself, but I think by letting the mind settle, you can do it as well.
Oh, in case you couldn't tell, guess
Sorry.
who we're talking to?
Russell Simmons. is
Russell
here.
Simmons.
No, but meditating will help.
Meditating,
You
I do
can
that
watch
too.
your thoughts from a little distance, and you can then not be so emotional about it and make
Yeah.
choices.
Russell, don't you have a new book out?
Yeah, that's why I came, but you want to talk about other shit. You told me that.
Oh, we're going to talk about other shit.
No, but you know what we're going to do because we love you and respect you so much? Before we get to the epic conversation about other shit, a.k.a. hip-hop, tell a little bit about the book right now so people know off
The
top.
purpose of the book is to demystify, simplify, and make easy for everyone to practice meditation. Because for thousands of years, prophets have talked about it. Every religion has passages in their scripture. Be still and know, etc. The idea of letting the mind settle. All of us want to be in the zone. If we ball players, all of us want to be able to hear the music clearly. If we're making a song and producers, all of us want to be awake, see every flower when we drive our car instead of like drive somewhere and don't know how the fuck we got there. We all want that.
Mm-hmm.
And meditation is the greatest tool for that and the greatest tool for happiness in general. If you let your mind settle and the noise disappears, you'll be a happy person.
This helps eliminate clutter. The clutter of the
Clutter in
brain.
the mind is the cause of all suffering.
Really think that?
All
I
suffering.
believe
Needing something or neediness is the cause of suffering. And the mind fluctuating is the cause of sickness, sadness, and suffering. The mind still is the cause of bliss.
Well, Russell, I know, I don't know you, but I know you. And your mind is, you've gotten yourself free from so much clutter. Yet I know your mind is still cluttered with chasing pussy. I know you. There's no
Lord
chance. it's
Buddha's
not.
last issue before enlightenment, the temptress, you remember?
That was the hardest thing for even Buddha?
That was the hardest thing for everybody. I mean, I don't know why people act like sexual thoughts. Men think of sex
why is it
all
bad?
the fucking time. Right.
It's not bad, right?
But it can be cluttering. It can be
But
cluttering.
you can also do it, but you're only saying that because you do it with a cluttered mind. He does it with a clear mind.
I know, but here's the problem. Don't you think sometimes you're married and you're trying to get your brain focused on one thing and the clutter in your brain is all these other vaginas?
That's true. I feel you. I'm
That-
not married.
Did you have you ever been in a relationship that allowed you and your partner to have sex with other people? Have you ever had a relationship like that?
Since I've been not married,
Sure, or married.
almost every relationship I've had has had me to have sex with other people.
What about the other person?
The other person, I never restricted anybody.
But you don't ask.
But I mean, if I had relationships that were hardcore, they have not been. We hadn't had that freedom. That's probably why they didn't last so long.
Would you want that freedom?
I would like to. I'd like to want that for me. You know what I mean?
You think your Western raised mind conflicts with your Eastern philosophies?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Like, do you think the fact that you were raised in America, where we look at marriage as one thing, would
Right.
prevent you from being able to maybe be in a marriage one day that has more of an Eastern philosophy
Yeah, like
of
your Buddhism or whatever it
you
is.
go out and do your own thing, and you're together?
No, but Buddhists don't. I don't know.
Buddhists are fucking everyone. Trust me. I learned it. I read it in a book somewhere. But the point is, do you think you could handle that?
Stupid.
Do you think you could handle that though?
Could I handle?
Could you handle? Because here's the thing.
Could I handle a wife that went out and fucked everybody?
Not
I'd
fucked
fuck-
everybody. We didn't
Other
say
people.
fuck everybody.
Other
Had the option to.
I think. Yeah, I could handle it. I think I could handle it. I'm not
Now you
about
could.
it right now. I could handle it. Yeah.
But you're not.
First, you go out and fuck girls. Honestly.
Of course, that would be ideal, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, you couldn't handle it. There's no way.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to expand, Saif.
The hip hop ego won't let you. You have to broaden.
Do you know how many men could have everything they wanted if they could just let go of the jealousy of their own woman? You could have everything. Your wife might be like, you know what? Go on the road. Fuck who you want. Tiger, right? Elon maybe would have been like, oh, do whatever you want. Just know that I'm allowed to do what I want. But Tiger would be like, nah, fuck that.
Is her name Elin?
Elon, yes.
I've met her like 10
Oh,
times.
Tiger Woods. I think you're talking about Tiger, the rapper.
Yeah, at first I did
Make it
too.
nasty.
It took me a minute.
Make it nasty.
I would have said
Like,
Tiger.
why would he bring him in? Like
Why
that?
does he bring up Tiger?
thought-
Okay, you know what? That was
Well,
enough.
then I had the same thought.
That was enough of a bizarro start. We have Russell Simmons.
Pass me the hookah.
It's the 30-year anniversary of Def Jam.
Woo.
And you are the man behind Def Jam, the most important label of all time in the history of this culture. Is there a close second? Is there a close second to Def Jam?
Loud.
It could have been Loud.
Loud Records.
Loud was on its way, I think.
I love that because Steve Rifkin is running all deaf music right now.
Good decision, because he.
Loud
Steve Rifkin
Records.
is in charge.
As
of
far as
all
what
deaf
we love and what we're talking about for the culture, yeah, there's always Death Row and
Wasn't
there's
close,
always
though.
Bad Boy.
It wasn't close.
Not
Body of
like-
work, it wasn't close. Because when you think about it,
It was based on.
we couldn't name all the Def Jam albums we love. We couldn't. But I could name, there's other things I can name all the good Death Row albums quickly.
And on Bad Boy, you can.
Bad Boy? Quick. What, you're going to get into a 112's third album? I'm no disrespect to Puff.
112 third album is hot.
Is it really good?
Yeah.
All right. Is that the one with Hot and Wet?
No.
Okay. But the point is, Def Jam, it's an endless
True.
supply of product. So, Russell, I know this is going to be difficult, but can we go back to the beginning?
I have to do it all the time. Every time I go to talk about meditation, I got to talk about this shit.
No. You already were here
I
for
can't
meditation.
help it. Huh?
But now we
I know.
and
I
we
know what I'm
need
saying,
this.
but I came to talk about my book.
You need-
but I'm going to talk about whatever.
Your book.
We're going to do what we do. You know what I mean? I know y'all niggas got questions. And
Your book is out there. I saw you on CNN. We want to talk music.
There's
You,
so many-
listen, we had Kanye up here. All he was talking about was fashion this, fashion
I ain't
that.
going to do that to you.
And we got him talking about making beats.
We're like, tell us about what machine
Chicago.
you used first.
All right, so
All right,
Russell
we're
Simmons.
going to do what you do.
So what was the first? Did you hear records like? What was the first hip hop record you heard? Was it a tape of a party? Like, what was the first hip hop thing you heard?
It wasn't a record, you mean recording, like a cassette.
A recording of some variety of hip
No,
hop.
I saw my first time I seen rap was in Charles Gallery with Eddie Cheever.
What year are we talking
Niggas
about?
don't know the history very well, you know, like Eddie Cheever in Hollywood, Lovebug Starsky, some of these guys, especially Hollywood and Cheever, for instance. They played in Club 371. They were indoors.
Which was where?
It was always in South Bronx.
Always in South
Bronx. But the idea that they was indoors, and they was a little tiny bit older. A lot of rappers refer to them as disco rappers. I don't know the fuck they mean, disco rappers. They were rappers way before rap records. And they were the same artists who I hired as a promoter who was trying to get money. I would hire a DJ Hollywood, because Hollywood was the best. He was the rapper that when he put the mic down and shit is smoke and no one would fuck with it for a long time. They just look at the mic. So Hollywood.
But you're saying this is pre
everything.
like park jams and stuff
No,
like
no,
that?
no. He was just old enough where 18-year-olds could get in, you know, to go to the club. People were older, you know, 18.
Gotcha.
You go in the club and drink, right? Hollywood was older, but he was also bigger. And this is the thing I have to keep emphasizing: bigger than his would-be competitors. So when we hear, and I'm not knocking all of the street rappers, all of the street DJs. It's good, but Hollywood, as a promoter, was the guy you wanted because he would sell out 3 floors at a Hotel Diplomat at one time, and it would be $6.50 a ticket. And he'd go to Jones Beach, and 5,000 people would come and watch him.
No.
He wouldn't play in the park for free, and 300 people would watch him.
It was $6.50 a ticket.
Yes.
$6.50.
Yes.
And why that price? That's a random price point to
That's
me.
how much Rush Productions charged to have DJ Hollywood at the Hotel Diplomat.
And you.
The Hotel Diplomat.
It was on 42nd Street, 43rd Street.
And what kind of clientele came out to that party you did?
You know, I mean, mostly my party was a little younger because I would fuck with Flash and other people like that as well. And Flash was huge too, right? But I would fuck with them. I'd bring niggas out the street who had not played in the kind of places where there was a bar, who was real hot, like the Grandmaster Flash. I brought him downtown. I brought him to Queens. I brought him to Long Island. I gave him, you know, actually,
okay,
never been
You
those
were a
places.
promoter?
Yeah.
How did you get into
Yeah, how'd
that?
you get into promoting? Stay close, Russ.
I was in Charles Gallery and I saw Eddie Cheever, and my man Rudy was a promoter, and I was in there, and like that was what I wanted to do. Like I didn't like that.
Ooh, you
I was
were
selling
what?
fake cocaine, and I used to trade it for dust. I used to, you know, angel dust and, you know, weed, shit like that. Right?
Were you
But
doing dust too?
I smoked a lot of water. Yeah, I was a water.
Call that it's water?
That's why you say it's wet.
Get wet.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We used to
Training day.
I used to take a dip in the pool quite often.
You were taking swimming pools, drank.
Right. So
Okay.
anyway, but I'm saying I was doing that, right? And I want to do something more fun, and you know, and music was it. And Eddie Cheever, when I saw him, that was it. Like I wanted to promote that. That became my new job.
but
That became my new hustle.
You didn't have a job.
No.
Did you ever have a job?
I had a job for a month in Orange Julius. That's when I discovered Coca Leaf Incense.
Didn't you work? You didn't work at Orange Julius?
No.
No, but I worked. Let me tell you what. Next door was the head shop, and in the head shop, under the counter was the Coca Leaf Incense. Like they didn't have it above the counter, and Coca Leaf Incense.
You could smoke that?
You could smoke it too in your cigarette, like you smoke coke, right? Or you could shoot it, which I discovered later, and you could shoot it with your heroin. That way you have a speedball, and it had caffeine in it, and you put it in your tongue and make your whole face freeze off. Your whole face. I mean, it's really
Oh
strong.
yeah, that's the shit they.
Right. So
The
Coca
people
Leaf
that do the cocaine in the jungles, they eat that to stay awake.
all cocaine does that though, freeze your mouth. Right. But the point I'm making is that back then, that we didn't know coke that well. So Coca Leaf Incense was the beat shit to fuck with. Like, that was the shit. I
And
mean,
you worked at Orange Julius, and you would just pop in next door.
once I discovered that, I quit my job. Because now I got a real hustle. Now I got ounces of cocaine for $4.50 a bottle, and 3.5 grams is in the bottle, and you had to cut it. That's 9 grams by the time I finished fucking with it. And
So you were hustling
that
bullshit
became
cocaine.
yeah. But I mean, I was very legitimate though, because niggas ain't know what I was doing. You know what I mean?
And they
I
were
wasn't-
getting high. They felt good.
Yeah, and they were shooting it with their dope. You know,
Well,
back then
how old
everybody
were
was
you?
shooting coke and dope. I don't know.
16, 17?
No, I was older then. I was older by then. I was getting ready to go to college, first year of college.
So you're like 18.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And you went to college?
Yeah, I went to City College, 3 years.
So you went to City
4
College.
years, but I didn't come out.
And you're
I got
promoting.
114 credits.
Are you serious? You still do?
Christmas rap and got hot. I had to go.
Christmas rapping got hot. Well, I understand.
79 Christmas rap.
So you're promoting it first, and you're doing these parties with cats.
When I saw Eddie Chiba, I fell in love with that was it.
Promoting was it.
Yeah.
And so how did you go connect with someone like Hollywood? How do you know him? How do you say hello and you're some kid who wants to
I
promote?
was in Harlem at City College, and I was fucking with that crowd, and I would go and book them. I got the money.
How'd you get the money?
I had sold a
from
lot
the
of
sold
coke
in-
leaf incense. I had a little
Got it.
paper. I wasn't fucked up.
All right, so you had a little money.
Yeah,
you could
my
book
little
them.
AJ Lesters, my alligators.
How much would you pay Hollywood? How
My
much?
gold medallion that said Rush. You know what I mean?
How much would you have to pay someone like Hollywood?
Someone like Hollywood would be like, for me, be like 350, 400.
Not bad.
But he'd play 5 gigs in a night.
Oh, so he ended up
He would drive by, run in, tear the shit up, put the mic down, and break out.
and go hit another
What,
one.
do a half hour?
40 minutes.
He's like Camilo.
Wow.
He's like Camilo right now.
Camilo.
So
But then I have, I'd have Eddie Chibo. I'd have, somebody else there. Curtis Blow would be there all the time anyway.
DJing.
Curtis Blow would be rapping, but he'd have a DJ like Davey D or somebody.
Okay, got it. And so, how long did the party thing last for you? And you were respected? You started killing as a promoter? Like
Yeah,
people.
Rush put Rush to force in college parties. We used to call them college parties, but a lot of kids who was not quite in college came.
And how hood were these parties? Like were
It
they?
was very hood. Like the first time I went to the
Heights.
Hotel Diplomat with Grandmaster Flash, because at the time, again, Hollywood, Eddie Chiba were the big niggas to play downtown. And Flash was like Flash was young, but with Grand Wizard Theodore and Cool Herc type, that whole kind of park vibe, and ballrooms, not ballrooms so much as like community centers and stuff like that. $1
Yeah.
they sell at the Renaissance every single day, and Love Bug Starsky would play. They were like that kind of level in terms of price, and also their audience was younger. But I brought Grandmaster Flash to Hotel Diplomat, and that was actually funny because the first time I brought Flash to Diplomat, Curtis Blow, who was kind of the 6th MC, fucking with Flash. Whenever I booked Flash, a lot of times he would just want to bring Curtis instead of 5 MCs, instead of Melly Mel and all them niggas. And Curtis Blow came, and Eddie Chiba performed. It was Eddie Chiba, Grandmaster Flash, Love Bug Starsky, I think, and Cypher Sound from Queens.
What was his name?
Cypher Sound. It was a whole. They had the machinery.
And it was called Cypher Sound. That was what the
the legendary Cypher Sound. You don't know who the fuck they are? You
I know they are.
he does.
I know who they are because they stepped to me in the tunnel and I had to fucking back them off me.
No, you did. They
You
stepped
ain't
to
back
you.
them niggas off. I'm just kidding.
I did. No, because one of them is RZA's cousin.
Right. Cypher
really?
Sound. Them niggas
And
was
I had to
big.
call
RZA
RZA.
or Riz?
RZA.
His cousin came. to you.
Wu-Tang, yes.
You should always respect them when you talk.
No, I do. No, I do.
Cypher
I always
Sound,
did.
them niggas-
I made up that name, and then I found records that said Cypher Sounds, and I was like, "What the
They
fuck
even
is
made
this?"
records later, right?
I
Them
had
niggas
records,
was very real. They was very real. They had a good.
And then years later, the guy apologized to me.
That's nice. He respects it now.
Yeah, they good dudes. They were very good.
He thought I
Infinity
stole the
Machine
name.
and Cypher Sound was the 2 niggas.
And so they were like a sound crew.
They was a sound crew from Queens.
Okay.
Even Hollywood always fuck with Infinity Machine if he could. Very powerful shit. So in terms of they had the big speakers and all that, right? So, where was we? We talked. So Eddie Chiba performed. He was great, and then Flash went on, and I had Robert Ford there, who was set to produce a
Rob
record.
Ford.
Right. No, Bob Ford.
Okay, Bob
Rob Ford.
And that's Tom Ford.
Robert Ford, who was a writer for Billboard, had written the only real story about hip-hop. He wrote a story about DJ Hollywood and how great he was in Billboard magazine, which was a big deal.
Wow.
Niggas trying to be in the record business. So anyway, Curtis Blow came out, and he did that classic intro. And he then got the record deal that, Robert was in there trying to, let's make a record. We agree, we're going to make a record. Eddie Chiba is the choice. He's that big nigga. He's the one we're going to make a record with. But Curtis Blow came out. And again, it was supposed to be, Flash is very young. But Curtis Blow came out and he said, people in the place, the bass in your face, you about to see first place in the rap race. Sounds you hear so good to your ear, have no fear, Curtis Blow is here. And introducing the Disco Dream on the Mean Machine, the Darth Vader on the Slide Vader. No one cuts straighter or greater than New York's #1 cut creator. Grandmaster Flash is his name. You know what I mean? He got into that whole shit, and then Mardi Gras dropped, bang. You know, and one used to call it Ring Ring Brothers and Bond and Ring. You know, Mardi Gras, Bob James, right? Yeah. And he's yes, y'all, to the beach, y'all. And he went into his shit. You know, I'm Curtis Blow on the microphone. You know, and he did all that. He stole that record. We made that record, Christmas Rapping, because we saw Curtis perform. I already knew Curtis was my man. He fucked with me regularly. He was I called him Queens #1. He's from Harlem, but I called him Queens #1 because niggas in Queens wasn't that hot. So it was easy to bring him back to the Bronx and say, look, it's Queens #1, nigga.
So you just lied.
Well, he was Queens hot.
They loved him in Queens.
They liked him. We made him Queens #1.
Yo.
Then we brought him back to Harlem. It's like, that's Queens #1. You know what I mean? And we called him Curtis Blow because he kept selling coca leaf incense, even though the niggas was kind of finding out what it was.
And he kept going with it.
Called him Curtis Blow. I said, nigga, you fucking around and go get murdered, because we were selling half a quarters to like drug dealers.
Did you already assume that the name Curtis Blow had to do with blow?
Yeah.
Because it was blended, and also better than Chiba. Eddie Chiba, right?
Damn, you guys are a bunch of fucking drug addicts. That's what's happening. That's what hip hop was. A bunch of fucking drug addicts.
No, that was just a normal part of the culture. But Curtis Blow got that record Christmas Rapping.
Wow. So hold on. By the way, do you think I think the game could be poised for DJs to kind of come back and do something similar to that. Is that weird?
Yeah.
You don't think that's possible? Not rapping like that, but instead of playing it's kind of like where it is going in a weird way. Instead of just playing songs, playing ill break beats and doing what you do
like
on top
trap.
of it.
That's kind of like the trap.
Like how they're mixing records up.
And then there's like a lot of instrumentals,
making more money than God.
Yeah, I know.
Making a lot.
But that's like that. Like there'd be like somebody.
That's
MC.
what that is. That's not hip hop. That's going on.
Does it ever make you
just making all the money on the planet?
Does it ever make you feel a way that like someone like DJ Hollywood, who's literally a creator of the culture, could never even get a sniff, no pun intended, for what now people are making? Does that ever bum you out? Or are you too busy counting your own money to think about it?
No. I was trying to figure out if I could get in Rita Ora's dinner tonight. I'm just joking.
Oh my, no, I just got to respond. Yeah, and let me answer for you. Yes, you can. You can get in. I'm confident. Just show up. You'll be all right.
I think I can, yeah.
So does it ever bum you out that cats like DJ Hollywood don't ever get a taste of the glory that some random new EDM DJ?
I had to put niggas in headlocks over at VH1 to give him his award. And they're making my movie. God knows I don't need another movie. They made 2 already. A third movie. Mike DeLuca made Moneyball and also made the Facebook movie, has got the rights to my movie. And you know, I took producer credit, but not like I'm waiting to produce my own movie. It's a coming of age of hip hop, and it's my life story through my eyes, really. I'm getting the writer off my ass and onto the coming of age of hip hop more.
Russell, that movie's been made already. It's called Crush Groove.
I know. But this is a way different movie, and it's what they want to make at Universal Pictures, and they bought the book 4 fucking times. This is the 4th time they bought.
4th option. That means they've optioned it.
They've optioned this book 4 fucking times. In Life and Death, Sex, Drugs, Money, and God, my biography I wrote 20 years ago, whatever. So, but it has all the coming of age story, and it has the beginning of hip hop.
Will Blair Underwood be in this movie?
No. Bullshit. You know, Blair Underwood fucked me up. He twisted me out very badly.
What do you mean?
I told us.
Yeah, you did. You did. I think you did.
Because he was so pretty, and then he would show up places, and bitches, young ladies would be like, "Who the fuck are you?" You know what I'm saying? You're not Russell. Like, we looking for that pretty nigga. And
Run was good. Run was good. Run was him.
Yeah, Run was himself. No problem.
Yeah, Blair Underwood really twists me out. I see him now. He's still that pretty motherfucker.
So real quick. So now, when do you make? So you make Christmas rap, and just on the strength of the fact that you're seeing an opportunity, you just saw, well, we could make some more money actually selling the music. Did you make
it wasn't about money, really, man. I love the music so much.
So you just wanted to make music too.
All I wanted to do is promote artists and lay my head down, you know what I'm saying, and be able to eat, smoke a bag of dust when I wanted. That's all I wanted.
Just a simple man who wants a bag of dust.
That's all I wanted, you know what I mean, and get lots of pussy. That's all I really wanted.
Get wet, have some pussy.
That's
get
all
wet
I wanted.
And get your dick wet.
And I think
get wet and get your dick wet. That's right.
I used to also say life was about cocaine and pussy, and now I don't do coke.
But it's still about pussy.
I was double up on that pussy.
You got to double up.
And what I really mean by that is, like, life is simple. You know, you don't need a lot. You know that. Comfortable seat.
No, listen, it's funny because for me, and I think for Syph probably too, for a while, it really is just all about promoting music and having enough to get by on.
That's all it is.
I mean,
if my life success stopped right now, I would be happy. I want it to be more, But right now,
you don't need a lot of shit.
I'm not saying I need a lot, but I
I'm
want to
making
take
my point.
care
I'm
of other people.
I'm feeling what you're saying. I'm just saying.
But like right now, like I play music, I promote.
As much as you can help
people.
other people, that's important. You know what I mean? So you get more shit. I mean, like my book, I give away to charity. My speaking engagements, I give away to charity. I run 5 charities. I try to support people. I try to make my success other people's success. I realize that by lighting another candle, your shit don't go out. I want to keep lighting candles. I want to keep giving. And good givers are great getters any fucking way.
So you real quick. So how well did Christmas Rapping do?
Christmas
get back
rapping
to the
is
music, right?
Can't let you get too far
where
down.
we at.
Right.
That's where we
The
at.
Christmas rapping was a smash.
It was a smash.
Yeah, nigga, you still play it.
I know, but I didn't. I was too young.
79, Christmas rapping was a smash. They said it was certified gold. It was the second one behind No More Tears, but we know Sugar Hill sold way more, but they just didn't count them, the sales, you know what I mean?
Right, of course.
But Christmas rapping, what happened with Christmas rapping, it got hot. Like it came out, it was in the hood. We didn't have no record label. We were promoting it. All the DJs were playing it. Okay, it's all over the street. They wouldn't buy it. A British guy reached over them and bought it because we made up fake order numbers for Polygram, and Polygram was like, "What is this record in our system?" And still, they wouldn't buy it. The niggas wouldn't buy it. Niggas don't want no rap record.
How did you figure out?
Niggas did not want a rap record. A white boy from England reached over them and signed Curtis Blow.
Wait, who wouldn't buy it? What do you mean?
People
For a
didn't
record
like
deal?
us very much.
For a
Grimy
record
niggas
deal.
like me were not liked by the
Okay.
record industry.
Right, I got that. I heard that
Who
before.
ran the record business had
Because
clutch
Ebro-
bags and alligator shoes with no socks.
Ebro told us, like Bob Slade and Red Alert used to tell us that Kiss FM
all music
wasn't
and
playing,
no rap.
and they weren't
They
playing.
would say all music and no rap.
That's fucked up.
Radio, suckers never play me. You know that. Of course. no one
that's
liked us.
bad.
And MTV played us before BET.
Damn. So you faked a polygram number just to
Yes.
appear as if you had a record,
And no, we had a record. It was hot as fuck.
but
in
as
the
if
street.
it was a real.
in their system, and they got orders, and we got signed. And the record Christmas Rapping came out, and I got one play. Frankie Crocker played it on Christmas Eve, right? And I remember going downstairs like, you see that shit? Because, you know, my father's like, you fucking up in school. You finish. You know, I don't know what we're going to do with you. Might put you out, whatever. And look, see? The record's on the radio. It's a big deal. And then a couple days later, I got a call. You're going to Amsterdam. Not Amsterdam Avenue. We had the good water. Not there.
No, not the good water.
Well, that's why I moved to Upper West
I
Side.
was going to Amsterdam.
where they had the canals filled with water.
Exactly.
Different waters.
And the nigga got on a plane and went to Amsterdam, which of course I had never been anywhere else. I'd never been
For
on
a
a plane.
show?
For Curtis Blow. His record was
So
on the radio.
who went? You
Me, Curtis Blow. I was the
and
manager.
Run?
Curtis Blow.
DJ Run? No.
No, Run didn't go, no. But me and Curtis Blow went. Christmas Rapping was on the radio in Amsterdam. I remember getting to the airport and landing, and the president of the record company met me at the airport. It was amazing. Called me, what would you like, Mr. Simmons? And I was like, wow, Mr. fucking Simmons. Like, who the fuck's he talking to, right? Then he said, what would you like, Mr. Simmons? I said, cocaine and pussy.
Yes. You know what I like
And
about
you know,
Russell?
you know what's real? You know what's real?
Consistent.
You know what's real?
Consistency.
No, but you know what's real? They got us both immediately.
Of course they did. It was Amsterdam.
They just turned. They said, "Okay, go right here." Where?
Yeah, but
no,
it proved,
right here.
But it proves something. Say, what would you like? Anything you want. You don't want anything in life. You know, this needy shit. Like, what do you really want? I don't know. We're just kids with cocaine and pussy. And we didn't want nothing because
And do you even realize what Amsterdam was? Like how available that would be?
Yeah, we didn't know. We didn't know.
You didn't
We
know
just-
how good a time. You didn't know that you lucked into Amsterdam, not just any old random. It could have been.
We didn't really know the Amsterdam shit. We didn't know. We went to the weed store. I remember one time and smoked some weed and came out and thought niggas was following us.
Of course.
We was like, yo, we got on the canal on the little boat. What do you call them? The
Gondola or something?
Yeah, I got on that motherfucker and rode and looked around, and then we got off the thing. We thought the niggas was still following us. Me and Kurt Blow, we was high as the motherfucker, and it was not coke, it was weed. Because of course, you know that make you paranoid.
So you come back with Curtis Blow, and then what happens?
And then the record plays in the street a long, long time, no radio, and all summer.
A song about fucking
and
Christmas.
Right, and
all the way
summer,
up until summer.
All summer they played part 2. Right, and part 2 was, you know, I'm Curtis Blow on the microphone. A place called Krypton was my home. I was rocking one day and started, you know, that was the part 2 of Christmas Rapping, and it played all summer, all into the winter again, and then the breaks came out. I let niggas really know, like the breaks, you know, opened up the door.
Shit.
But Christmas Rapping was a gold record, which is a big deal.
Wow.
There's only one gold
You
record
guys make
before
money,
that.
and did you guys make some money?
Yeah, we made money. We thought. I mean, it was money like I paid for the back of one of Kimura's earrings, but back then we thought it was money, of course. Fuck yeah.
And then the breaks comes out on what
I
label?
learned from Robert Ford to be different from a lot of the industry. The managers didn't make it their mantra to always take care of the artists. And I learned from Robert Ford. You know, I hope he's listening or hears this.
He's listening.
He taught me.
Sure, he's a
No,
big fan.
not,
He's a big. No, he
but,
loves one.
But somebody will tell him maybe. He was the person who taught me. And I think I had it in my heart anyway to always be not better than fair, to make sure you represent them and that you get your piece, but you represent them.
Right.
And you be fair and not try to, you know, and we gave him, like, you know, they give me the points, gave me 14 points, I gave Curtis 10. I took 4 points, it's a lot, I guess. Curtis was cool with it. He can look back 30 years later and say, 35 years later and say, Russ, you know, that was very good. Because I remember telling Snoop how many points I gave Curtis Blow, and he's like, really? He's like, really? Like,
Yeah, he didn't get those points.
exactly. So, you know, I like that, you know, that I had that history
So-
from the beginning of always trying to be fair.
What label did you put on the breaks again? I can't remember. I can just picture the yellow jacket.
Polygram.
It was Polygram.
And see that yellow jacket? That was a thing also that I look back on and say, wow, I fought for that.
And I remember it to this
Picture
day.
of Curtis Blow, and we called him the king of rap. And when he got cold, the king of rap got booked because he was the king of rap. Queen's #1, the king of rap. You know what I'm saying?
Everything you did was just making things up.
Fuck it.
No, but he was the king of rap.
He was a king. There were other people that were hot at the time, though, too, right?
He was the king of rap, nigga. I wasn't trying to, you know what I mean?
So, who produced the breaks?
Robert Ford and J.B. Moore, and my man Larry played the bass and helped a lot. That's how I met Larry. And then Larry and I started producing records like Dollar Bill Y'all and Bubble Bunch and Action, shit like that. And the
What's
first
the
Run-DMC
connection with?
records.
What's the connection with Andre again? Harrell.
Andre Harrell came along. I was a manager at one point. At one point, I managed Fearless Four and Houdini and Run-DMC and
Curtis?
Jimmy Spicer and Curtis Blow and there was a
No,
lot
you was
of-
not promoting
There was a
anymore.
lot of there was a lot.
So
of
after
dope
Curtis got
young
hot-
rappers that I was representing. I was
After
a manager.
after Curtis
I
got
had like
hot.
15 acts, and then after Curtis got hot, of course.
So
There
everyone
no
was
other
like-
records out. There was only other record out. Period was Rapper's Delight. We came out right after Rapper's Delight.
So everyone's
My
like,
record was on the shelf when Rapper's Delight came out.
Wow.
We made a record not knowing that record would ever come out. Any record.
so you guys almost had the first rap record.
We had the second.
Because-
But there was another record before Rapper's Delight, though. There was a nigga rapping on a Fatback Band
Record jock? Right. Personality jock? But
No, it was a rapper rapping.
no, on the Fatback record, personality jock. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
That B-side, right? So, but
This guy
everyone
got his history. I like
everyone calls rappers. I got on 45. I mean, let's talk about it. But everyone talks about Rapper's Delight being the first rap record. It's interesting. You were this close to actually you guys being the known
that.
first.
We might
rap
have
record.
recorded it first
And
because
it
we
could
had to
even
go through a street process where Sugar Hill Gang, they just made the record and put it out. But we were upset, instead of being able to say that I had the vision, I didn't, because when I first heard Rapper's Delight, I was like, oh shit, they stole our record. They did. There was a lot of Hollywood rhymes on there, Cold Crush rhymes on there, other people's rhymes on there. They were not from the scene. They were not Hollywood. They were not Chiba. They were not Grand Wizard Theater. They were not Grandmaster Flash. They were not Africa Bambaataa. They were not, Love Bug Starsky. They were Busy Bee Starsky. They were like none of them. They were not Treacherous 3. Not Cool Mo D. They were not none of us. There were some other niggas, and they were rapping like us. It's like these niggas got our record.
That's the.
I remember the
weird part.
Armory. Everybody felt, oh shit, these niggas done stole our shit. Nobody felt, oh yeah, rap is breaking through. We're all gonna get a record. No, we didn't think that.
That's the weird part, right? When
We were short-sighted at the time, and I was.
but they weren't part of the scene, huh? They really weren't part of
Fuck
it.
no, they
One
were
was
like
the
a
guy with
doorman.
security,
One
right?
was
Yeah.
a doorman in the Bronx,
doorman,
though.
yeah.
So he was not like foreign. We didn't know him, but he was a doorman apparently at some place.
And someone just put them together, and they just put them together. And
Yeah,
put it
but
out.
they were rappers, like niggas. Like Run wasn't one of us. He eventually was. Yeah, 'cause he's cut. He was the son of Curtis Blow, and he did perform a lot with Hollywood in places like.
He went as the son of Curtis Blow.
Yeah.
You made that up too.
Disco Son. Yeah, Curtis Blow had rhymes about it. Faster than a speeding bullet from a gun, my disco son. DJ Run would cut air. And back then, cutting air was kind of impossible, except for Flash could cut air and Run could cut air.
What's cut air?
Cut,
What do you mean?
like with good times, good.
Why is that called cutting air though?
Because you can't hear fucking.
Oh, 'cause
the cut in between the air.
Oh,
you
you're
know what
getting
I'm
to the
saying?
point where it's literally you're just hitting the air before the record starts.
Right. So he's just cutting good.
And then you get to where there's nowhere. How much younger is Russ than you?
Run was 12
Run.
or something.
Run was 12.
He was
so
like
7
12,
years
13
younger.
cutting air.
So he's like 6, 7 years younger than you.
Yeah.
Who taught him how to
7 years
DJ?
younger. Huh?
Who taught him how to DJ?
Curtis Blow, I think. Curtis Blow put him on the path, and he just got 2 turntables and went to work.
Yo,
in
we
the
never really
attic.
talk about this. Let's be clear about it for a second.
Let's be clear.
All due respect. Run. I'm lucky my brother put me onto hip hop, right? Run is a lucky motherfucker because he had an older brother.
But that
who
nigga
put
said, once again, my friend, not a trend, but then they said
Well,
rap
then he
was
went
crap
ham.
and perhaps it's been. And then the ruler came. He came with some shit.
Oh,
though.
he came with.
wasn't-
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. He held his own just fine, but you
Right.
still got him. It was pretty cool that you dragged him into this game.
Him and DMC used to sit up and watch our records with Curtis Blow. We made records like Star Life, and they'd be put their head down like, nigga, you really ever lost. Because we didn't make the records. I would help and oversee and support, but really it was Robin and JB, and they were two Billboard guys, and they liked the idea of Christmas rap, and it was like Good Times and all that. It was kind of commercial. And when I finally got to make records, I made records less commercial and more B-boy, obviously, right? And then to the point I made Suck MC, like, what the fuck you doing? Like, where's the music? I said, well, we need music, or we want to rap over Mardi Gras. That's what I want to do in the first place. Rap over Bob James, Mardi
How
Gras.
did y'all know Mardi Gras? Was Mardi Gras a big
We had
song?
jazz. No, fuck no. The hip hop niggas had, you know what they had? We had Toys in the
breaks.
Attic. We didn't have Walk This Way.
So that was just one
we
that-
scraped the name off the record so long ago. We didn't know what the fuck name was.
But,
All
like,
we knew
here's
was
my
Toys
question
in the
is-
Attic was the name of the album, and we had. That's all we heard. We never. Every so often, DJ Fuck would be that. Well, we never really heard Walk This Way. We didn't give a fuck. Rick Rubin made us do that. That's why I got to give Rick that.
Oh, because you guys, if it would
But I
have
didn't produce a record with Rick Rubin until Raising Hell, which was really an explosive record. But King of Rock and Rockbox and all that shit, I produced along with Larry Smith. And we made those records really more of an R&B perspective, even though there was rock. Even though we did You're Blind and all those other rock records on there, they were kind of, and King of Rock and Rockbox, they were not bluesy rock and roll. Why is my nose fucked up? You keep fixing your
That's
nose.
me. No, I'm
You missed
it's just all the talk about Coke.
Keeps thinking about that Coke.
I never tried it. Today's the day. I have to be honest, Saif, I'm a little overwhelmed at how much there is.
I mean, you haven't even gotten anywhere yet.
we're in 82. Like we haven't even
Got
moved.
nowhere.
Like we're going nowhere.
Move up a little bit.
Okay, we got to jump a little bit. Sucker MCs.
Hold on, so Andre. Give me Andre.
Oh, you didn't say
Andre
where
came
Andre-
later. Andre came later, a little bit later.
Why are you jumping on Andre Harrell?
Because he
Andre
was
became-
in Jekyll and Hyde, right?
But not till '84.
right.
Andre Jekyll and Hyde came out with Genius Rap, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I met Andre. He was an account executive at a radio station. Him and Alonzo made that record. Genius Love Rap, and it was big, right? And Andre, I met him in Bentley. He's a Bentley's type of nigga. Like Bentley's was a club that was kind of,
So
I
many
would
good quotables right now.
He's a Bentley type of.
He was. He used to wear a bow tie, like Minister Farrakhan. And
What kind of spot was Bentley's?
But he was a cool nigga though. The very, very, very cool nigga. He made rap records.
Where was
He
Bentley's?
liked R&B music.
Smooth, yeah,
He liked R&B music.
Yeah.
So he made like
Bentley's is.
look how he got thrown out. Look how he got thrown out of Def Jam. He made Mr. Big Stuff. I was like, all right, nigga, we getting ready to put out a Public Enemy record, and you made Mr. Big Stuff. And he's like, I'm gonna start my own company, Kiss My Dick. And he made himself, and made that R&B, hip hop.
Yeah.
He made R&B, which was ice cold in the hood.
But Mr.
made
Big
this
Stuff
shit
wasn't.
hot.
What did Mr. Big Stuff have to do with y'all?
He made it and brought it to me.
Oh,
Fuck is this?
got it. And then brought it to, and then put it out himself
Yeah,
Got
he
it.
made his own Uptown Records.
and made Uptown Records. He did all right too. He worked out.
He did.
By the way,
fucking
it's so
amazing.
funny. Of course, he was the bow tie wearing dude who liked R&B. Think about what Uptown was.
Steve
Everything
Rifkin,
was
we just
that.
talking about you, and you should heard what my man just said. Said he paid you he paid you a great compliment. He said you were like one. He said he just
Don't put on
saying
your
nice shit
headphones,
about
put
you.
on
He said you the
speakerphone.
nigga. A speaker? Okay, put it on the speaker. Hold on, I'm doing a podcast. You're on the podcast. Wait, put you on speaker.
Tell him Cypher Sounds of Rosenberg. He knows
Cypher
us.
Sound and Rosenberg. I know you know that. He know you. Cypher Sound and Rosenberg. I'm doing a podcast with them. We talking about the early days of Def Jam, and then he was like, "What'd you say?"
I asked Russell who would be second to Def Jam on the greatest hip hop labels, and Syph and I agreed that Loud would be second if there was one.
And I said, "That's my nigga. We in business together."
And that's right.
And I said, "I know. I got to tell you Steve Rifkin's story when he hang up. What up, Steve?"
What's going on? I had an amazing meeting yesterday with Karen.
Okay, yeah, but we have an all deaf music right now, and Steve's running the company.
Oh, yeah.
as I told you, and no, but we're really doing a podcast now. I'm gonna call you right after the podcast.
Steve almost went right into business.
All right, I love you, nigga.
You know he's
His
white.
father, let me tell you the best story you ever heard. His dad, who just passed, God bless him, I learned to love him, and I loved him anyway.
Who's his dad?
Put
again?
out Steve Rifkin, Julie Rifkin. He ran Spring Records. He
Right.
put out the first rap.
I remember him,
His
yeah.
dad put out the first rap. Record.
Yes, I remember him.
Okay, Spring Records.
He ran
Fat-
Spring Records.
Fatback Band.
Met him with John.
Fat Band, Joe Simon, all those classics on Spring Records.
Right. So I put out a record on Spring Records.
You
And
did?
yeah.
Which
Dollar
one?
Bill Y'all.
Dollar Bill Y'all's on there.
Right. So I put out Dollar Bill Y'all on Spring Records, and
Who's that by?
I went to get my money. I came in there yelling and shit. You're like, yo, what the fuck? You niggas owe me money. And there was a bunch of Jewish gangsters sitting around the table. And one of them took me outside real calm. It's like, yo, you don't want to ask for your money? What are you doing? What are you fucking doing? It was like Goodfellas. Remember he snatched my man and said, come on, man. Let's take a walk, nigga. You gonna fuck around and get murdered right here. And they never paid me. And it was gangsters. Niggas didn't pay me shit.
You don't want to. He said to you, you don't want to ask for your money.
Don't do that.
What was the why? Why not?
You know why? Because come on, nigga.
We ain't giving you.
They decided to give you some money. We give you something. Come in here yelling and shit.
But they never decided to give you some.
They never decided.
Dollar Bill didn't do that much?
Yelling.
Dollar Bill? Come on, man. We still hear that motherfucker. Somebody bought it.
Who was Dollar Bill by?
Jimmy Spicer.
Jimmy Spicer.
Dollar Bill, y'all. That's I wrote that chorus too. Dollar Bill, dollar. I mean,
what year
it
is
ain't
that?
a lot of writing, but money
And what
puts
year
your
was that?
home on the range. Money puts the broker in the stock exchange.
You wrote the whole song or the whole?
No. Jimmy Spicer wrote it. He's the nigga who wrote rock, and he wrote Bubble Bunch. And I put and the beat, that, all that I wrote that. And Davey D played guitar and wrote the guitar, and Larry Smith played bass. Wow. And that was the last R&B records I made, but we made them so B-boy, they wasn't that R&B. In other words, they ain't sound like no R&B records.
Right.
But after that, I just completely, I'm not fucking with nothing that sounds, I don't want a bass line on my shit forever. And I produced records that didn't have anything to do with R&B. All the records we made after that.
No groovy.
And then and then we jump back. So Up T goes. So Andre Harrell goes, does Uptown. First of all, you started Profile.
I didn't start Profile.
No, you started at Profile.
Yes, I
Run-DMC
made Run-DMC for Profile.
You made them for.
They didn't do the gangsters. I can't say it. I get sued.
Well, Profile said, "Give us a group."
I was trying to sell Run-DMC. Nobody wanted it. It's like that. And Suck MC.
it's a good
No one
record.
wanted it.
That's a decent record. I would have taken
it's
it.
like that?
Oh, yeah. So it's like, I prefer Sucker MCs. Do you prefer it like that?
Burp. I do
That's
actually.
all. We
Sucker
used to
MCs
edit-
guy.
we used to
Maybe
edit-
that sums up our differences as hip hop.
Wait,
You're an
you-
It's Like That guy. I'm a Sucker MCs guy. And I'm doom cat. That's me.
I can feel how there's difference.
There's a difference.
Feel the difference,
There's a
yeah.
difference. You got to choose the A side, B
I
side.
thought the A side. Well, back then the B side was a record that we knew nobody would ever play or like. That was my point in making the B
What?
side.
Is Suck MC?
Suck MC, nobody gonna play that much.
No, why would they?
Why would they? That's us. That's for me and my niggas. Nobody ain't gonna buy this, and we don't give a fuck. We gonna put this.
Take
on the
that.
Put on there.
Right, take that, and and for Pesci Radio, and It's Like That was my. I thought it was Planet Rock. I gave it to Africa Bambaataa. He was playing at the Roxy. I said, here you go. This should mix with your record perfectly. I was inspired by your record. Big old commercial record. Doesn't it sound great? Doesn't sound like yours. He looked at me like, nigga, this don't sound like Planet Rock, motherfucker. This ain't nothing to do. But what it was the same tempo with 120-something beats per minute.
Right.
Where Suck MC's, 98 beats or 105 beats a minute the most. You know what I mean? So
Suck MC's 103.
Yeah, I think
103,
103.
right?
I was going to say, I knew that one too.
then Rick Rubin just went stupid, made 98 beats a minute on Need a Beat. I remember that. But the 120 beats a minute, boom, boom. It was like we wanted to feel B-boy, but we know we had to be up there with the tempo with the dance niggas.
Right.
So we made a B-boy record at a tempo. And that's what we felt. But we also felt it was really a little bit inspired by Planet Rock. We didn't like the electric shit, so we didn't fuck with none of the electric sounds, but we did make
Did
a
you like
record.
the
Yeah, we like. I mean, believe me.
What does that mean, Russell?
I don't know exactly what that means. I didn't write it. I was involved in it.
I just want to understand it.
I don't really understand.
Russell, why did everyone try to prevent the poppers from popping and the breakers from breaking? We have so many questions about old school
poppers
hip hop.
pop and the breakers break.
Why was everyone trying to prevent them? Why?
The poppers pop and the breakers break. Whose
Why-
line is that? It sounds like a.
Why are they trying to stop them?
Is that a who's? Let the poppers
Can't even
pop
remember
and the
whose line
breakers
it is.
know,
We've
we
been
just-
telling
we
this
just-
joke so
And
long.
we just brought that
Let the
up.
poppers pop and the breakers break.
By the way, I looked this up
I don't
recently.
know who wrote that shit. That shit is dope though. We like the niggas who said that.
But why couldn't the poppers pop and the breakers break?
Niggas didn't like us very much, man. I used to go up to black music department. Well, first there were two sides. There was mostly people in control of New York music. There was only a gay disco scene. I had to go to Larry Levan at the Paris Garage to pray a record got played. And I became a record promoter because one nigga, God bless him, he passed away, Bill Haywood, believed in me. When he'd come up in the office, I was all raggedy. He'd give me, here, you promote these 4 records. I'll pay you $1,200 a record, $300 per week per record. 4 weeks each record.
Oh, by the way,
And I was promoting like Gap Band, Yarborough and people. And by the time the record was #1 in America on the black chart, I would almost get it on the radio, and then bam, it would get on the radio. And it was because I got Larry Levan in the gay club to play it in the Paradise Garage. Frankie Crocker would stand over Larry Levan's shoulder, and that's the fuck what he would play. He even played Christmas rap, and the day before Christmas Eve is how Frankie Crocker played.
On Christmas night, Christmas Eve.
Right. So there was, so that, really was the kind of the curriculum. It was gay disco. That's why niggas made rap. Because they listened to Patrick Juvet's I Love America on black fucking radio. And they had YMCA. So niggas didn't have shit. We didn't have no R&B. We had no funk. We did what we want to do because we had nothing. That's why
all in the streets. All the music was in the streets.
Right, because they wouldn't, even the R&B hits that were playing, the funk records that were in the South were not playing on New York radio.
Well, like
whatever. It was Cameo. They were from New York. The niggas from the Bronx.
right
That shit was not playing in New York.
in the late 70s.
Exactly.
What about like Parliament and all that? That was 70s,
No,
right?
that's down south.
Really?
Wasn't
Right.
playing up here.
No. Until it was number one and for a long time.
Yeah, and then you found
They
it.
played Burn Rubber after it was number one and Don't Stop the Music was a New York record, but this shit didn't play until it was number one for like 5 weeks.
Wow.
And I got it on the radio. Everybody like, yay, Russell. It's number one, motherfucker.
So
And finally, I got Larry Levan to play it. Larry Levan and Larry Patterson and T. Scott and all the gay DJs who control. That's why I'm not a homophobe. We used to have to go to gay clubs and live in gay clubs. But we used to be high as fuck. We didn't give a fuck. We used to go dance in gay clubs.
Get hot. Dust. Get wet.
Yeah, smack.
We used to get wet, take acid.
Take acid. Go to a gay club. Syfe, what are you doing tonight? Hey, so real quick, I looked this up.
That's funny, right?
I looked this up. The reference, the first thing that comes up when you type in the Poppers Pop and the Breakers Break would be a song by a group called Run-DMC.
I said that's why I sound like Run. When the Poppers pop and the Breakers
It's DMC. It's King of Rock.
Of course.
I'm DMC. He
DMC.
says,
You recognize the Russ.
we'll rain on your brain and rock your knot. When it comes to rock, give it all we got. To be MCs, we got what it takes. Let the poppers pop.
And the Breakers
Breakers
break. Of course, nigga. Stop playing.
How do we fuck that up? Syfe, so I think I realized, by the
He
way.
really knows. See how Sagan would be trying to Google shit? This nigga knows how to Google something because I would never in a billion years, or you wouldn't even have found that motherfucker.
Sagan, you could have found it.
First of
Did
all,
you and Sagan date?
No, I tried to date her. She wouldn't date me.
Sagan, you wouldn't date him?
No. I wasn't her type.
first of all,
Sagan
please.
still resents me from having made that fake thing up, with the
Oh, my
TI
God. I
thing.
resent you for it. I resent you for it.
We were
what?
making a silly reality show. We had to have somebody expendable.
Let me-
Oh, yeah.
We would not be
Remember.
expendable ourselves.
Let me fill in.
We had interns come in.
I remember. I saw
And
it.
Sagan really did win the job, work hard, and she
Sagan
did
works
have on
very
panties
hard.
with the TI scene.
Sagan.
Have on panties, and so she just told
Okay,
me,
real
I
quick.
resent you.
I wasn't even in the room.
Sagan.
T.I. wasn't even in the room when we did that shot.
Okay, real quick. So anyone knows what we're talking about. Sagan is Russell's everything, his administrative assistant,
Yes.
if you will. And I
Stop disrespecting her.
know Sagan from because she used to work in the coffee shop in my neighborhood for a long time ago, and I hit on her and failed. But you put her on TV because she was trying to become your
Like
assistant.
an actress.
And
she
was
came
like-
in. She and her girlfriend were actresses.
and she was trying to make it. She was a hot chalacha.
She had to
trying
make
it
she had to
happen.
make fake blood on the TV show.
Exactly. So
Simone, yeah, you remember that too, yeah.
I did not see that.
I remember everything about Sagan.
Yeah, did you go back and
niggas
watch
got
the whole?
crushes
Yeah,
on
hold
this.
on. You went back and watched the whole
I didn't
series.
mean to bring you and make you
I have it
uncomfortable.
on my iPhone.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
You went back and watched the entire series.
I watched it when it was on TV.
Oh, you did live.
Live.
Why? No offense, Russell. Why did you watch that? Oh, for sake. You already knew her then?
Yes.
Oh, when did you save her life? I thought that was recently.
I
No, he
think
saved her life
83.
before you
I was about to say she was a
I
child.
never. I only saw that
The
episode.
show had good ratings though before you
It
said
did?
why, nigga. Yeah,
Well, I thought it was
bet
on
you had higher
Oxygen.
ratings than your shit.
You know what?
I'm sorry,
it
but I
get?
had high ratings.
What'd it get?
I got over a 1.
Over 1. We're close.
We
to
got
it.
over one.
Yeah,
We're floating at a 1.
we floated way over 1 when we had Amber Rose on too.
Amber was on there too?
Amber Rose was on my show, yeah.
Was she already Amber Rose then?
She was kind of already on the way to be. She became the Google's #1 person after she was on the show, and she was that close
yeah, I remember
already.
when
She
she
was
was on.
Kanye's girl. She was big as fuck.
What was the show called, by the way? Because you can buy it
Running
on iTunes.
Russell Simmons.
Running Russell Simmons on iTunes. And it was on
I thought it
Oxygen.
was called
Yes.
Russell running through.
Russell Simmons running through women.
No, but Russell Simmons running 5 charities, doing a lot of good work and some other music work.
And then at
mostly
one
sex
point
work.
had to pretend that Sagan showed her vagina to the world, even though she didn't.
That's
But it
right.
was for the sake of the show.
It was Oxygen. We were trying to follow Bad
But
Girls.
look, she's
and we were
still
trying-
there.
But now she won. She on the show. She won the job.
She won, and she's still there.
She's
runs
still
the
there. She's
fucking-
been my trusted confidant and dear friend, and I love her.
No, Sagan, you just got put over, as we say in the wrestling business on the podcast.
I wanted to move to LA and work in the film business, but she just stays here and works in my financial service area and my fashion area and other stuff.
What do you think she could do?
I think she can read scripts and she's really insightful. I mean, we have a really good team out there, but I thought she could join us there. But she likes it here. It's okay.
Well,
All right, who
We have
cares?
offices here, lots of them.
what the fuck?
No disrespect. Fuck all that.
Let's get back to the hip hop shit.
Yeah,
right?
because we have a lot.
But wait, hold on. We're gonna have to, like I just said though, and this is why Sagan is important. We're gonna have to be realistic that we're not getting through it all today.
Okay,
Let's just
well,
stop.
We have to move forward.
So we have to move forward. Then get past
She
83.
got a
Yes,
boyfriend.
still.
She ain't thinking about y'all niggas. Is that what
I
you
didn't
meant?
mean that. No, I meant because I'm gonna need her to book you again so we can do part 2 of this. We're not gonna finish this all today, Russell.
Go
When's
ahead.
your next book coming out?
Forget the book. Let's go. Let's
He
just get through as much as we can. Come on.
Okay,
let's go.
so
He's
let's
gotta go.
let's get past Profile. I mean, Sucker MCs comes out. It does well for them. But then when did you decide you want to start Def Jam?
Well, we made Suck MC. We made that album, Run-DMC. And on that album was Hard Times.
Good.
And Jam Master Jay was on the B side of that. And there's a bunch of shit on that album if you look back.
Of
you know.
course.
And then the next album, King of Rock, came out. And King of Rock, did what it did. It had whatever it had on it. You're Blind and other shit like that. I always say You're Blind because I like it, and it didn't get.
Yeah,
big.
that's not the one.
There's other shit on there that niggas like more than
King
You're
of
Blind.
Rock.
Yeah, Rock was bigger too.
Yeah, they're more than that shit. But anyway, the point is, so we did that, and then I heard a record on the radio. At the time we had everything. We had Dollar Bill, Bubble Bunch, whatever the fuck was hot at the time. We had a lot of
You
hot
have an
records.
office
Fearless
at the
4 had a
time?
hot record, Rockin' It.
You had
We
an
a lot of hot
office?
records, right? Yeah, I had an office. Yeah,
But you had
was
that record.
popping.
No, I was the manager of a lot of bands.
You were
I
managing.
everybody that wasn't Sugar Hill.
Wow, everyone.
Pretty much wasn't Sugar Hill.
Wow.
Who was working for you? Who was your staff? Who's somebody now?
I think we had Leo Cohen. I think,
Leo was there.
but he had Andre running. Andre was the
Andre
manager.
was around.
But I don't know if
Leo.
Andre was quite around because I met him. We hung out, and
And then you brought him around.
right.
So you have all these action managing.
Yes.
You have the success on Profile.
And I hear this record, commentating, illustrating, description, giving. I don't know, stupid. I like to repeat this shit. Adjective experts analyzing somebody's musical myth because people of the universe. This is yours. It's yours. I heard that shit on the radio. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? I call up Red Alert. Red Alert said his man Jazzy J gave it to him. I called Jazzy J. Jazzy J takes me to meet Rick Rubin. I was like, where's the nigga who made that record?
Oh, Rick Rubin made
I'm
is
standing
yours?
there. Yeah, we're at his dorm. Like, no, first we were in Danceteria. Like, where's the nigga who made the record? Why are we in Danceteria? Why are we at a punk rock club? Where I used to go to beg to get records played, by the way, because punk rockers would play where niggas wouldn't.
Right.
And the punk rock critics would make us gods where niggas wouldn't even acknowledge us. So we had the Bronx and we had the other hood, which was the alternative clubs in the village. So I'm standing around, I said, where is the nigga who made the record? And he's like, he's right here. I said, no, but the nigga who made the record, where's he? So he's right here. I said, no, the nigga who made the record, it was he, and it's Rick Rubin. He made that record?
He was DJing?
No, he
Or-
was just there hanging out.
was just there.
But we were like, there's a lot of people there. He's like, he's right here. I said, where is he though?
And so,
I'm
and,
looking for an African American.
and where did T. La Rock come from?
Jazzy J brought it to him? Like,
Jazzy J. So T. La Rock was Jazzy J's man, and Jazzy J had a relationship. So where
I
did
think it was T. La Rock and Jazzy J on the record.
Yeah, it said Jazzy
Kinda
J's
like
name
Eric
on it.
And Greg
Yeah.
Nice.
No.
Greg Nice is on the album cover, on the back
True story.
Of T. La Rock?
of It's Yours. Greg Nice is on the back cover.
Really?
Picture.
That's cool. I know that. Okay.
Rick. So how did Rick get
Must have
involved?
been really young.
Yes!
He's really young.
Yeah, really young then.
I got one.
So how did Rick Rubin even get involved? How did they know to go to Rick Rubin?
Oh no, but Rick made the record.
So Rick makes the record.
That's interesting. You have to ask Rick that.
Yeah. So then you go. Well, don't get me wrong. I want to.
Can you hook us up with Rick Rubin?
I could try.
We're going to LA
He don't
Saturday.
like fucking with people too much. But I talk to
He'll
him.
like us.
What if we went to his
He'll
house?
like us.
Yeah, 30th anniversary of Def Jam. Go through Def Jam and tell him Rick.
No,
Rubin.
I don't want to go to Def Jam.
No,
Gotta
he'll
go
Go
like.
to Def Jam. Who do you call Def Jam? Def Jam's a fucking mess.
There is no Def.
There's no Def Jam. It's all getting reshuffled now. We don't know. Our people
Oh, yeah,
are
Barry's
gone.
gone. Everybody's gone. They're redoing it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's weird. But I would like to get you, Leor, and Rick Rubin all to do one Epstein's during this year. That would be
That
part
would be
of it.
nice,
That
but
would
that's
be
going to be tough too.
very tough.
So I'll do it.
Leor, we
They
could
all
get.
like each
No,
other. We
you're
all
not
like each other.
together.
No, just get each one.
Yeah, we're gonna get each one.
So,
It's gonna fucking happen, man.
will.
so it's yours. You put it out. How'd it do?
I didn't put it out. Rick put it out. I heard it on the radio.
It ended up on Def Jam.
No,
Well, then you
it
took
was
it.
never
No,
on Def
that
Jam.
was
Yes,
the
it
very
was.
listen. No, that was the very
it's
first
not.
logo that Rick created. Def Jam's logo that he put on a Streetwise record. It was Arthur Baker's company, Streetwise, and he put "It's Yours" on that label.
So it wasn't Def Jam.
But it was Def Jam because it was his logo. I was built, and at the time I was kind of a hot nigga.
Oh,
I
I
had
see
Christmas
what you're
rapping,
saying.
and I had the first
You're
gold
right.
record. I had the first gold record at Party Time, not even Streetwise. They changed the name for that, whatever. Party Time Records, and Def Jam was a
Wow,
logo
you stole
on it.
Def Jam. Wow.
I didn't steal it. Rick owned it.
And everyone says the Jews steal things, and the black dudes steal it from the Jew. Who knew? So what happened?
I don't know that I stole anything.
So how did it go from? So did he already have the idea of the name Def Jam?
Yes.
So he had that idea.
And the logo. He thought Def was DEF. I was like, Def is DEA Def. Like, we sell dope.
What is Def?
This,
What does Def mean?
That-
Somebody just asked recently.
yeah, that's because
Is it definitely?
Rick thought we meant definitely when niggas would say, oh, that's Def. Because niggas can't pronounce Def. So they would be like, yo, it's Def. Shit,
What, like
Def. Yo,
Def?
the record's Def. Everything was Def back then.
But like
Def.
DEATH,
That's
Def.
what we meant, though.
They
Right,
meant
like yo, he's
But the
killing
guy
it.
from
It's
Long
Def.
Island, and I had everything
Her
to do
Def.
with Rick's perception.
God
of
damn
rap
it.
That made it.
God damn
one of
it.
the things that allowed him to be so innovative
Russell.
is that he was not bound by what people thought. You know, like he didn't understand it. He saw it from the outside, and what did it mean to him?
It's like Rosenberg from Maryland.
I think it's
You
true.
don't really get, what niggas already have locked themselves into. Whatever's limiting to niggas, he didn't have.
He didn't understand that. No, so
But he thought it was Def.
so he
I'm trying to explain. I said, no, it's Def. He's like, what? No, it's Def. We leave it. Def. Yeah, niggas.
so Def Jam should be Death Jam,
Well, it
which
shouldn't
is
be.
terrible.
It should-
Which is terrible, and I'm glad it's not.
But
Def Jam is what it is.
when people saying that shit is deaf, they were saying death.
always was.
Wow. You.
Y'all niggas didn't
you
know
just
that, though?
blew.
Y'all
No,
know-
You from the hood?
we
Cypher, you
average.
don't know
Hold on, I want to say something.
I thought it was
I
deaf.
want to say something right now, Russell. This podcast with you on it, we average between 30 and 40,000 listeners per podcast. This one will probably be more like 50,000 listeners. That you just blew the minds of 99% of the people listening. We haven't heard
But
that.
I like to learn the origins of slang, and I
That's
never
what you
figured
like
out-
to know, not the other 39,000 people.
No,
They don't
but
give a
I
fuck.
always
They
wondered.
do.
I always
Watch.
wondered what deaf was. I was like, was it definitely? But now it's death.
I thought it was deaf.
Like you can't hear it. Like
Yeah,
you're deaf.
like
Like
it's
your ears
deaf.
are blown.
Rick thought that too, I think.
White. We just naturally
White
nerdy.
Jew- it's a Jew
White
thing.
Jew. We just naturally thought that. So he already has the logo. He has the name. You have access to all the
I
artists,
already had a label deal. Oh, how about that?
and you already had a label deal.
I had a label deal.
Polygram?
No, I was gonna make a deal at EMI. Steve Rabowski was the A&R director, and he wanted to make me a label. And I had a bunch of acts, a few acts. I don't know who they were, but a few acts, which eventually, came out. I would have recorded it. I would have bought it and ended up buying whatever the EPMD. I would have done all that, but it would have been. And then Rick and I made a record, or Rick made a record. Was sent into I was the manager. I was the manager of Rick after that, and the manager of him, and he was a DJ double off on the Beastie Boys. Right, and Rick had produced that great record, and then
Which record?
And
Oh, T. La Rock. You're talking about.
T. La Rock.
Got it. Okay.
And so we got in the mail to his dorm a record that King Ad Rock found, and that was King Ad Rock found I Need a Beat.
Right. And how did he find that?
It was in a box of records sent to the, people sent music tape, a cassette tape.
It was a tape. Got it. Okay.
So then Rick heard that tape and he recorded it, and he made it his way, which took what was already a good record, made a great record, and then that record became, the first single on Def Jam. He wanted me to put up half the money. It's $5,000 to start a label. I put up $2,500. I said, okay, yeah, it's good. I'm your manager. I hope you start a label good. I'm gonna still make my big record deal with my major label, and then the record came out, and I was hanging out with him so much and fucking with him, and his drum machine was so hot. Because back then, to me, drum machines was like a record. You play me 12 beats, you got 12 hits.
You loved everything.
Right, the
Everything he was
beat-
playing on the drum machine, you were fucking with.
Yo, he had, and back
What
then,
was he using? You know what he was using?
he was using
Talk to me, Russ.
a DMX.
Safe?
DMX. Because the rolling drum, I don't think was out, or either. I don't think there was a rolling drum. It was a BM. Well, DMX was new anyway. Because imagine, I made Dollar Bill. When I made Action, which is the same beat as Suck MC, it was a nigga's foot doing that. There was no drum machine. So a nigga's foot doing that was an amazing thing. Trevor Gale was a bad foot motherfucker.
Which record was Action?
Tat, tat, boom, tat, boom, boom, boom. You know, Action, I need action.
You made that
Boom.
record?
I produced that record.
Russ, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Boom, tat, 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 tat,
How did you
tat,
make
boom,
that?
Tat, tat.
Oh, yeah, it
boom,
is.
Tat, boom, boom, tat, tat.
Same
boom,
thing.
He
tat,
played it. That was a live
boom,
drum.
boom, tat. And then boom, boom, boom was hard for a nigga's foot.
Yeah, that's tough.
Right.
Way easier for him.
But he was probably wet.
That's true. He probably was
No,
wet.
Trevor Gale was the drummer, and that was an amazing feat. And that whole
But
drum, to me, the melody was the drum beat. And then we put a bass line on it. Doom, doom, doom.
So,
Another funky motherfucker. I like that. I still hear it all the time.
so
You hear that record, right? You do play that record.
I
Action by Orange Crush.
I play it, yes.
you play that record?
Yes. When I do old school parties.
Really?
Does it come off?
No.
It's just so fucking cool. I mean, to me.
So,
Anyway, it's good memories. That's why I like
I
it.
played I was DJing Def Poetry Jam, first season, Most Def. And I played
I've heard the story.
What'd you play?
fuck.
I don't think it was one of his records, was it?
No, it was
It was a random record.
what the fuck was it?
Nice and Smooth or something. It was something.
No, it was older. I played a record, and you came over to me from the stage. You came over. You said, "Nigga, what you know about that shit right there?" And I played a record that blew your mind. That was like the highlight of my life.
How old were you? Young.
When did it start? What year is it?
That poetry, I don't know, 90?
6?
90.
No.
Because 92, I had my Fat Farm clothes.
No,
I
you're
used to
bugging
go
out.
on stage with that before I had Fat
No,
Farm
I
clothes.
already knew Most Def. It was after
Oh,
97.
Def Poetry, not Def Comedy.
No,
I'm
Def
sorry.
Poetry.
Right, Def
yeah,
Po-
not
Def
Def
Legend.
Comedy.
Right.
So like
No,
15
I'm
years.
not Kid Capri, Russ.
You think, how old do you think he is? 15 years ago, maybe. So now you have Rick making all these beats. He does I Need a Beat.
We put it out.
That starts moving.
And when we went out, hung out, we used to hang out at Death Terry a lot. I even take him to Fever sometime, whatever. So Rick really, we became very close. We started that label. I was their manager. We put them on tour with the Beasties. I don't know if that was before or after. But with Madonna. And they had, and that was before the record came out.
You were able to get him on tour with Madonna?
Yeah, because they wanted Run-DMC. We were like, fuck out of here. We're not going to tour with you. I was Madonna's manager. And I lost the management.
You were Madonna's manager?
I was Madonna's manager for a short
Jesus
time.
Christ.
How did
She
that
told me,
happen?
I have this guy, Frey, the man who really cares about me. I said, all right.
C, you can come say hello.
Nigga, what's going on?
C, walk on in here. Mr.
Yeah,
C
what's
walks
going
in the
on,
building.
I know y'all got the great
What-
Russell Simmons in the building.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast with Russell Simmons. What's up?
But you know,
You need help recording?
Recording, yeah, I'm going to do a left eye mix, so
We get-
you know,
we get-
just give me 11:55.
What time is it now?
Give me 11:55.
He'll need to leave by then anyway. It's all right. That's cool.
That's Greg
Thank
Nice.
you.
All right. On the back of that Lyrical King.
Oh, that's that nigga, too. Oh, shit. That's that motherfucker. You're right.
How did you manage Madonna, Russ? How does that happen?
I was in Desert and Jelly Bean was my man, and that was
Wait,
his girl.
what just happened?
He said he needs to record.
Yeah,
in
Cypher's
4
going to need
minutes.
this.
No,
I mean,
we
I'm
gotta-
not Cypher.
find another way to
Mr.
record.
C is going to need this machine right here in a minute.
Ask but I'm guessing. Sagan, what time do you have to have him out of here?
I was thinking about like 12:30.
Okay, so he has to leave
12:15.
close to that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we can leave by 12. I'll come back to part 2. Let's
You promise you'll come back again though?
Of course. Let's finish moving through this shit
Part
here.
2.
though.
We got to do part 3. This is.
What about part 3? You promise to do part 3?
Yeah, but let's.
Will you promise to do part 4?
Let's just
4 parts, Sagan. Write it down. Mark it down for every month for the next 4 months. Okay, so you don't end up managing Madonna. You end up putting LL on the road. He does go on the road with Madonna, or the Beasties do.
Beasties
The Beasties. But you skipped over the Beasties record. Did you put out the Beasties record yet?
They had Fight for Right to Party.
But what was their first record? Their first punk
Cookie
record
Puss before
was
me.
Cookie Puss.
Right.
That's before you. I don't even fucking.
I met them.
You do? I don't-
I met them during Cookie Puss time.
And was Cookie Puss big? It was a big punk rock record,
It was kind of a punk rock. Man. It wasn't big.
but it wasn't huge. So you instantly hear them and go, "These guys could be rap stars."
They made Hold It Down, Hit It.
They liked rap, right?
They love rap. They was like
The same way the
The
punk
rap
rock
was
scene
played
was
in the punk
embracing
scene.
hip hop, so they were fucking with hip hop.
right.
And they mentally they got it.
They were Run-DMC fans. They were whatever. They love rap. So they made
They made Hold It Now, Hit It on their own.
on their own.
So they came to you with Hold It Now, Hit It, and you're like, "Oh
no,
shit."
no, they was already partners with Rick. That Rick was their
Got
DJ.
it.
It was all good, but they went and made that
Oh,
one
Rick with
record by
double R.
themselves.
Okay, they made that record,
And they made other records by themselves.
and
as
so
you
so you already know what they're capable of now. You know that they're
Then
capable,
Rick went and fucked with them and made that master album.
and so you're like, so Fight for Your Right. Is that an intentional radio record?
No, it was just a fuck. They were like fucking around. They didn't even. Let me tell you how they like Fight for Your Right. They liked it so much they would never do it live. The same way Run-DMC wouldn't do Walk This Way for a long time. Now we're not doing that. We just did that shit for the fun of it now. Let's not make it our life. You know,
So you would go out
went
and see
to
the-
integrity and long-standing branding.
Yeah, later you threw that theory away when an artist at Def Jam would be like, I'm not doing my hit single. You'd be like, get the fuck out of here. You do your hit single.
No. The whole time we always we make a record and we put a B side on it and let a nigga know we just kind of keep it straight.
Yeah, but if Method Man came to you and
But,
said,
like, it's like that is that, right? In our mind, it's like that. It's like this is our commercial record, but we putting Suck MC on the B side of this motherfucker. And LL Cool J did it all the time, and we all did it. You know, even when we made Going Back to Cali, something on the B side. Something, you know, we
Go
put
Creator Go? What
I'm
is
trying to think of the shit that. Remember the shit that Todd put in the back of his B side?
He had a lot of them.
With Foxy Brown.
I Shot You. You talking about the I Shot You record?
Right, what was it the B side of?
I Shot You was the B-side of Doing It.
No.
Doing It.
Really?
It's Doing It, I Shot
Oh, that
You.
was a double.
'Cause
street
it's-
record.
it's
but
a double
we wanted to
whammy.
keep it hood always, so we always would put a B side on our records.
I Shot You is one of the best. Let's talk about it.
I shot you dope as fuck.
I shot
That's the next.
That's the next one. He understands.
Farther down
That's
the
the
road.
next one.
Yeah,
I'm kind of upset.
I shot you was
Nothing.
during the 10-year annivery of Def Jam.
Right, so that's way later.
I was
No
on the road with
EPMD,
Method Man.
no Red
Not there
Man,
yet.
no Meth,
Well, hold on. Don't you think it's
no
fair?
DMX, This is bullshit.
Don't you think it's fair, Syph? Calm down. That part 1 just be about the building of Def Jam, Beastie Boys, LL, Run DMC. That's what, and DJ Hollywood, the classics. That's what part 1 should have been. Part 2, we go EPMD.
Fucking pissed.
Y'all spend too much time talking about bitches.
Don't say that. It was only 1 minute. I was
what? Bitches?
bitches like that. I was going to give a whole Sagan story that I left out. I'm leaving it all out for the sake of Def Jam history.
I said bitches. You said Sagan.
That's disrespect. You pointed. You
No,
sort
I'm
of
saying, what do you
indicated.
mean by it? The fuck does
leaned.
that mean?
You were implied what the implication
Watch what
was.
you say, man.
Sorry.
Watch what you say.
I know. She has a big boyfriend. So,
Holmes is Albanian.
he's
No,
Albanian?
he's not really right. I'm just scared. I'm scared of Albanians. I was dating an Albanian girl, and I was just
big.
thinking, and that niggas and another Albanian girl.
But why
said,
did I meet her and
said,
then
your
you
hu-
met her?
her
Like,
husband will
why is our
kill
life
you,
always
stupid.
fucking crossing?
I never called her again. Never took a call.
Yeah, 'cause
No.
because when I met you, I was working for like
Josh, Matt.
Yeah, when I met her, she was in a fucking coffee shop.
Niggas, just what you doing? What's your few minutes?
Fighting.
Sorry.
That's
okay,
what you're doing with your time?
All right,
You did that.
Sorry. Go ahead. All right.
So Beastie Boys Fight for Your Right to Party blows up how fast? How fast did that record become a smash?
Fight for Your Right to Party. What's the big one?
Fight for Your Right to
Before
Party.
that, She's
Revere?
on It was the first one.
Oh, she's on It's Big too.
Right, and Hold It. No, She's on It was the one that was the pop fun record. But then Hold It Down, Hit It came. Changed everything. Fight for Your Right to Party came.
Was it like some
No, that
Eminem
was
shit?
just, no, we made Fight for Right. They made that record themselves again, and that record was made as a fucking joke to put on the album. It was not. I don't know if it was a joke. They didn't have that much respect for that record.
Well, how
and,
could they?
And the radio took that record off the album, and
that's
it
always how
fucking
it is.
exploded.
Then you have to do the video.
Right.
But dude, do you realize how many hits there are on that album?
Oh, the album.
All Revere is my shit.
Whole album.
But guys, do you know how much white
Diamond
people
and
love?
Stealing is my favorite.
Do you know how much white
Diamond
people
and
love
Stealing.
Girls?
Girls is crazy.
White people love that fucking record. It was huge.
But with Beastie Boys, did it feel like how when Eminem came out, like all of a sudden, like white
Niggas
people
was
that
mad
didn't
at
even like rap, like Beastie
My God,
Boys?
look. Run DMC had sold 3 million. They ended up selling 4 million. Whatever. You know, what I mean, they went on tour together, changed everything. It was the most integrated tour anybody had ever seen on the road.
I love when you're on tour and you're like, "Yo, Adidas, you gotta give us $1 million."
Is that what happened?
we did good with them.
You held them up, huh?
They liked
It was
us.
like
We
it
liked them.
sounded like Dr. Evil, like,
Right,
"Yo,
one.
Adidas, we wearing your shit. You gotta give us $1 million."
By the way, but that's a shitload of money back
I
then.
know, but it was like so
Shitload of money.
specific.
Yeah, by the way, what if someone offers $1 million for Juan Epstein today?
No, of course.
But you're
But I'm
saying for what-
now basketball players get $90 million.
Well, yeah, fair
you know
enough.
what I'm
Fair
saying?
enough. But musicians, still, even Kanye's deal right now that he just got with Adidas is it's like $13 million. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
That's pretty
Only
good.
13.
But I'm saying over time, compared to $1 million,
I'm
a
gonna call
million's
that
still
nigga
pretty
now for
good.
a donation to a charity.
Yeah, there you go.
I would call him right now. I didn't believe you said that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You gotta call him now.
Put Rita Ora on the podcast. Perfect. Put her on speakerphone.
Speaking of Albanians,
Hey, so I can come tonight?
You have to ask
Wait,
her on
hold
speaker.
on. Wait, I'm doing a podcast.
You have to ask her on speakerphone.
Niggas don't believe
no,
I even know
don't
you.
put her on the thing. We know her.
No, I'm not. No, she's not interested. I'm on a podcast with these niggas right now.
Cypher Sounds of Rosenberg.
Tell
Say
her
she
who we
knows
are.
Cypher Sound in Rosenberg. Wait, I'll put you on the speakers. People keep
Thank
calling
you.
into the podcast. This is my buddy. Rita.
What up, Rita? Why didn't you come see us this week?
Because she's fucking busy.
I'm not cool enough for you guys. I mean, but I do want to show that she's kind of funny. I have to tell you.
Come on, I
So
introduced.
sweet. She knows exactly what to say. You know what? I'm going to tell you. My daughter.
She's not lying,
I'm going to tell you
Russell.
about a story about her. I don't know about that, but let me tell you. The story is my daughter really introduced me, I mean, I knew who she was, right? And I had said hello to her. We've been friendly. But my daughter made me admire her so much. And then recently, there's a story on Global Grind today. These people paid me a lot of money for my charity.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to point out the same thing, Rita. He has to plug Global Grind during the story.
That's what a nigga do. That's what. Right. Thank you. That's what
Good
a nigga
job,
do.
Rita.
And then an endorsement from her is bigger than me talking about it. But check it out. She came over. This guy's paid a lot of money for a charity to educate kids in meditation in schools. So I took him to yoga. I'm taking him to dinner. I'm saying these niggas gave all this money. I'm feeling uncomfortable, and I've taken their money. You know, and they don't really get shit. They get to hang out with me.
Yeah.
Rita comes over, and they're getting married. And Rita says, "Oh, that's so sweet." And the woman says something sweet back, and they have a little bit of an exchange. And the girl said she's getting married. And the Rita's like touched by this. And the girl said, "I love your earring." And this earring is this vintage, beautiful, special, expensive, wonderful earring. Like this shit that just,
It was no joke. It was like a shield, like a helmet.
it's a dope-ass earring.
It was like a helmet.
Right. She takes the earring off her ear and gives it to the woman.
I love it.
Like,
wanna
you know
be
what?
on that
You know how many
level.
artists I know, and I've seen them, all these motherfuckers come and go. At this age, at her age, to be so gracious and to be so giving.
You trying to tell me Boss wouldn't have done that?
No, the boss would not have done
Boss
that.
would have done that.
I'm sure DMX would have done it too, right? Anyway, Rita, I'm glad you're letting me come to your dinner tonight. I want to come.
But the thing is, if you're coming, you have to throw someone off the table. So you have to tell me for definite if you're coming.
What if I bring that big, tall Indian girl I've been around lately?
Oh, God, what? The Avatar of India.
I don't know if she's an avatar. She's tall. She's a Victoria's Secret girl. People like her. I'll bring.
Fine. You need it, I don't know.
So kick 2 people off, Rita. Kick
Well,
2
if
people
you
off.
if you tell me it's okay, I'll bring her. Ujwala Rout is her name. Ujwala.
Okay, Rosenberg, and hey, it's so good to hear your voices, guys. I'm going to come and see you guys for a bit.
Yeah, please do.
She's really busy. Her record's big as
Don't
fuck.
tell her she's busy.
I'm
She
just
wants
trying
to
let
see
nigga know
us.
her record is. My daughter told me.
No, she's a star. We
Like,
know.
you think this record's a hit?
Yo,
My daughter sang this shit on her way to
we will-
school
she-
every
I
morning for a week.
introduced her to fucking Drita. That's how I get down, son.
Who the fuck is Rita?
Mob wives, Albanian. You don't know about that? Baka baka.
You introduced her to an Albanian? She's Albanian.
No shit. That's why I introduced her.
Hey, Rita, thank you for inviting me, and I'll see you tonight.
She invited you.
Send me the invite. Niggas just said, I don't think she invited you. She said she'll throw people
shoved
off
your
the
way
table,
on,
you
man.
bitch ass niggas. You heard what she said. All right, thank you, Rita. Bye, babe.
Oh shit! I love Russell so much. Oh, that's fucking good. Yo, your phone calls that
You know
you
it's good to get a phone call from the hot young person.
yes,
When the
Russell,
hot young niggas call you, that's
they
when you know
stay
you
calling
start breathing.
you. They stay calling you. Your
If I
call.
was younger, like I would go out with a Rita Ora.
Oh really? We know Russell. And guess what? You could-
Did.
You did.
When
You already
were
did
young,
it.
you went out with chicks like Rita Ora.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not younger now.
You
I'm
saw
saying,
it though, but that's what I'm saying. Listen to you. You're still kind of living like I wish I could get more pussy. You've done pretty good.
I'm not saying I want to. I'm not saying that. She's like my little daughter.
But
now.
you all. But what did you say? Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm talking
No,
about.
there's a camera. We saw that.
I'm saying, but she is like my little daughter. I made a face like she's cute though. She's
Right,
cute, but she's
right.
gorgeous. But she's got a boyfriend. And
But here's the thing. But Russell, my point is,
we're
you
friends, and I got a girl now. Kinda.
You do?
I've been seeing that Indian girl.
She sounds
Tall
good.
Indian
She's
girl.
gorgeous,
She sounds good.
fucking beautiful.
I'm gonna look her
But
up.
you know the thing she said, and I don't say this out front. I didn't like what she said about the caste system. You know, because she's a yogi. She knows all, like, she speaks Sanskrit, which is the holy language, which I
Jesus.
studies prayer in, right? And so she knows all the prayers and everything. But then she said something. I said, you know, the thing about India, the caste system. And she said to me, and I shouldn't say, maybe I should blow up. She won't know. She don't listen to podcasts. She don't even know who you niggas are, right? So she said,
Why have to stun on us? Why have to stun on us?
I mean,
Oh, Rita Ora knew you? Well, this bitch doesn't.
that's not what I meant by it. But she said the caste system, I said, caste system where everybody's locked in a certain economic kind of thing. It's kind of horrible.
She's
right?
like, it keeps these bitches in their place.
She said, what if they didn't have a caste system? Who would wash our clothes? I said, bitch didn't say that.
I mean,
Who would wash our clothes?
culture, man.
That's
It's culture.
reasonable. By the way, Mr. C keeps looking in Cypher. You gonna go fight Mr. C?
I'm not going
I don't understand what the
He's a
issue
big
is.
motherfucker. I'm
We
not
have
fucking
other
with
recording devices.
Tom, there's no other place to record? There's no other place to record?
him. They're mad at you do podcasts. I don't think
Tom,
niggas
there's
like
no
that
way
you
for
doing it.
you can't record C somewhere else? No, you can't. All right, we're gonna have him come back.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's gotta go anyway, and we've gotten gold from him, Syph. Syph. It's okay.
It's not okay.
We're gonna get him back.
Not okay.
Where we know his assistant really well. She can hold us down.
It's not the issue.
It's the principle.
It's the principle.
Do you want to have the fight with Mr. C on Juan Epstein? Because it would be.
If you're already dismissing him, fine. I gotta start. I'm going to LA tomorrow.
So am I. We're gonna call Steve Rifkin. We're gonna call
Russell.
Rick
how do
Rubin.
Russell, listen. You're not paying attention to me.
I'm listening to everything you said.
You're my fucking hero. I read all your books. I read Kevin Lyle's books because you introduced me to Kevin Lyle's. Does Leo have a book? I didn't read Leo's book. I was on Def Poetry Jam. I did so much for Def Jam.
You did.
What
about Rick Ross?
You didn't put me on
Played
your.
on an all-deaf digital comedy.
Yeah, you didn't put me on your fucking
He hasn't put you on anything.
show on Comedy Central, and even though I auditioned and killed it.
Oh, you know what? That was Bob Sutter. I think we were hiring Bob to do that at the time.
Yeah, you were there though.
It's you.
But that was fine. Fine.
No, I don't like that. I feel bad about this.
You
Whack
should.
But I've always
wanted
wanted to work with you.
Let's do some
And
shit.
Latinos are hot right now.
But don't you also feel like Syph? Russell could be the right sort of executive producer for, say, the.
I mean, and you have to come.
Eifenberg.
You have to come see. Oh, you have to see my improv show. I have a whole new form of comedy. You know how you invented black comedy with Def Comedy Jam?
I
Then you
hardly invented
kicked down the
black comedy.
doors.
I
You
was
didn't
there.
invent it, but you brought
a
it
lot
to
of
the
niggas got hot at that moment. Yes.
Too many. A lot. Then you did the poetry thing.
No, it's sad.
I have the next thing.
Syph has the next thing though.
I have the next
Hip hop
thing.
improv.
I
It's the
promise
next-
you, Russell,
I want to
it's
see
the
it. I want to see
shit.
it.
What are you
I
doing
bring
tonight?
a bunch of
What time is
executives
dinner?
that work for me too, because I got a
What time
real
is dinner?
film and TV company. Huh?
What time is dinner with Rita?
It's at the it's tonight. Dinner with
It's every
Rita
Friday.
after I go speak somewhere, right?
What time?
Find out the time of her dinner because I had to speak at Google. Where am I speaking?
All right, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? We'll see you next time for part 2 with Russell Simmons. Honestly,
Part two
thank
of
you
the
so much.
4-part.
4-part epic Def Jam 30th anniversary.
Pause. 4 parts is stretching it way far, but I'm good. I enjoyed hanging out with you. So if I got time to hang out with y'all niggas, it's all good.
It was a pleasure. Thank
My
you,
pleasure.
Russell.
Thank you.